Let's just have a conversation. We living in modern day, 20th century, 21st century Philadelphia. And as you can see within the last 10, I guess you can probably roughly say 20 years, um, the land looks very rich now. It's not the old, I would never live in Philly. I don't want to live in Philly. Philly is this, Philly is that. Now Philly is super duper attractive. And so a lot of cases that are coming before me are coming in a reactive fashion and it gets very ugly. So some of the things that I think you need to think about what life for your loved ones would look like without you as a mother, sometimes single head of the household, or mother, father, you know, that's something that, that's something that's like a conversation you want to have. Like, well, what are y'all going to do without me? And we're talking about sometimes they could be minors that can't even comprehend that, or they could be grown adults who are off on their own and have to deal with your estate after you pass. And so this is a conversation you need to have, and it may be scary, but this is something that you need to think of. If I'm not here, will my family know how to conduct the business? Because it's not just inheriting the assets, you have to pay the debt too. No one knows that until they get down here. It's not that, okay, we can ready to divvy up all this. There are estate taxes that go with this. There are other debt that the testator or the deceased person has to, that's part of the process. So either one, you want to be able to plan your estate to make it easier for your relatives, or two, you want to just roll the dice and say, I'll be dead, you know, um, they'll figure it out. And yeah, they will figure it out. But sometimes it's ugly. I'm telling you, and it's ugly and it's heartbreaking and it's complicated, it's embarrassing, it's stuff, all kinds of things that you could have done, that you could have just made the decision, laid it out, assign who your executor was, because it'll be an executor of your estate if you have a will. It has to be administrated that I might have to assign if you don't leave a will. It's a big difference. And this is your assets. This is your debt. This is your family. This is people that rely on you. You may have a disabled child. You may have a parent that you're taking care of, and you may pass before them. Who's gonna step up to the plate to do that? Who's the most responsible? Because trust me, there will be confusion once that obituary is read. And simple things like, where are my bank accounts? Knowing that if I have more than $10,000, your heirs cannot withdraw it from the bank if it's $10,000 or more before they have to come in and get a short certificate from us. What's a short certificate? What is the register of wills? What am I want to sell the house, and they go to a realtor, and the realtor says, you can't. You got to probate this property first. You got to probate the estate first. There are debt you have to pay. You have to pay an inheritance tax. People think they're gonna get away with not paying an inheritance tax. No, that keeps accumulating. So if you died 10 years ago, then inheritance tax is accumulating from the day you die up until the day you pay it. So it may end up to be such a large amount that your estate may be owned by the state. Not to mention, if you don't have heirs, like there are no heirs. Like, I talk to people and they don't. All their relatives is gone, and but you could have left it to a charity. You could have left it to somebody. Because if you don't, guess where it goes? And that hundreds of millions of dollars that's sitting in the state treasury right now. Planning your estate is the same way you might plan your monthly bills, or if you don't plan your monthly bills, you're going to come short somewhere. If you don't make payment arrangements, your gas may get cut off or your electric may get cut off. It's all about planning your estate and making that decision so the transition will be smooth for your family, so that your generational wealth will pass down, like Benjamin Franklin's wealth transferred down in a trust. They planned this, and I'm talking about 1600s. Like John Wanamaker, their family still owns land and stuff around here. They planned it. So this was something important then. So we got to remake it important now because we are losing houses, we're losing generational wealth. It's easier to steal people's property when the taxes aren't being paid on there, and they expect that nobody's paying attention. The first houses they go to, they look and see, has any taxes been paid on it? So if taxes haven't been paid on a property for 20 years, more than likely somebody might have died, you know, and their house is sitting there and they can get in there, and that's how they've been figuring out how to steal property. Another thing that you need to plan is not just, oh, well, we're going to get, you have to pay the debt of the person. And that's why you need to talk to them. Hey, do we have any outstanding debt? Was there a second mortgage out on this house? They still have a car note. People like, oh, I inherited a car. No, you might have inherited a car note. A car note. It's a difference between inheriting a car and a car note. You know what I mean? Or you could say, hey, listen, I want baby girl to have a house, my son to have this and this, and you're all verbally saying that it means nothing. Verbal agreements don't count in the state of Pennsylvania. So that's your planning. That's it. To me, that's the easy part, because you know all your stuff. You know where all what's all where all your bank accounts. You don't have to put how much is in the bank account. I have a bank account here. I have a savings here. I have a retirement here. I have these booklets that your state representative and state senator, give them a call. They'll be glad to add you to their mailing list, and they'll send it out to you. To protect your assets, you got to, once you prepare that will, you have to protect it. You can't just make a will and just leave it anywhere. And you got to make sure you tell somebody where it is. Somebody that you trust, somebody that's responsible. Somebody, maybe your lawyer, maybe not. Even if you give it to your lawyer, you gotta let them know, I left it with lawyer Sharon Wilson. Here's her phone number. Here, you even have a copy too, because you never know. I've had cases come up where the attorney couldn't find the original. Literally had a case like that. The people who rely on you emotionally and financially are going to be the ones that suffer the most. And it's going to be more costly when simply you could have wrote your will down, wrote down all your assets, say who you wanted to go to, and sign it at the bottom. But that's not good enough. We recommend that you go to an attorney, because you may have a situation that you don't understand legally, and the lawyer will, make it legal for you, make it right, and make sure it's a self-proven will. And a self-proven will, a self-proven affidavit is when the two witnesses that sign, when they do come to bring the will to us for it to be probated, they don't have to go track down those two witnesses. So that's what you want to say when you make your will, get a self-proven affidavit. In closing, I just want to let you all know that we are now on almost every social media site that there is. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We have our own website, phila.gov/wills. We have online, a 24/7 online service where you can actually go on Row Online at phila.gov and ask us your questions, and we will respond to you. And normally within a 24-hour span. We are open and prepared for business. I just want to thank you all for actually taking the time out to understand this, and I just want you all to just make this a conversation.